To infinity
and
Hey, what's up, everybody? Jasper Gonzo here. Another episode of What's Next. We're going to take a trip back into the land of wokeness. Well, I can't say we're going to take a trip back because it seems like as of 2020 and 2021, we've always been there. We've never left. And that's truly sad. We're going to look at two quick stories here. Like I said, they're both in the land of wokeness, and not surprised. Let's take a look. Story number one. This comes out of the Blaze. Talking dinosaur warns humans of impending extinction and doom. Says they're headed for a climate disaster. UN video. Speaking at the UN in New York City, a talking computer-generated dinosaur warns that humans must take action to avoid going extinct as a consequence of climate change. Yes, you know, that faux climate change that 13,000 climatologists, scientists, and geologists said back in 2013, you need to pump the brakes. We don't know what the degree is of human activity, but just facts. The bizarre scene unfolds in a video released by the United Nations Development Program. Quote, "You're headed for a climate disaster, and yet every year governments spend hundreds of billions of public funds on fossil fuel subsidies," the dinosaur declares. Quote, "Think of all the other things you could do with that money. Around the world, people are living in poverty. Don't you think helping them would make more sense than, I don't know, paying for the demise of your entire species? So here's my wild idea. Don't choose extinction. Save your species before it's too late. It's time for you humans to stop making excuses and start making changes." The creature pontificates as the soaring music plays in the background. Ooh. At the conclusion of remarks, Frankie the Dino receives a standing ovation from the members of the audience at the UN General Assembly Hall. Let's take a look at this wonderful bean footage. Just think, more money was spent on this video of faux climate change than what the United Nations actually do to help people. Think about that.
You okay? You need a minute? Cool. Okay. Listen up, people. I know a thing or two about extinction. And let me tell you, and you'd kind of think this would be obvious, going extinct is a bad thing. And
Coming from someone who's been extinct.
In 70 million years, that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. At least we had an asteroid. What's your excuse? You're headed for a climate disaster. And yet every year, governments spend hundreds of billions of public funds on fossil fuel subsidies. Imagine if we had spent hundreds of billions per year subsidizing giant meteors. That's what you're doing right now.
All right, that's enough. All right, that's enough. Just enough of this. Okay, my thoughts. This is garbage. Yes, it's absolute garbage. When there are so many scientists, like I said, I just commented earlier, back in 2013, I think it was 2013, 2014, where you had over, no, did I say 13,000? Did I say 13,000? I think it might have been 31,000 scientists, climatologists, meteorologists, who basically said in an affidavit, y'all need to pump the brakes because we don't know what the degree of human activity is regarding quote-unquote climate change. So now when you have someone who's as dense as a meteor, like one Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez, who says that we're going to be dead in 12 years if we don't change the climate, if we don't change our attitudes and stop the fossil fuels. Because we all know for a fact that Solar and wind are not the answer. They're not. They haven't been the answer in a decade. Are they getting better? Yes, they're getting better. But the fact of the matter is that they're not even close to being a replacement for fossil fuels, i.e. petroleum, i.e. gasoline. So maybe in a decade, maybe in my lifetime, yeah, I think it's got a good shot in my lifetime to replace it. But the fact of the matter is that when you have hundreds of billions of dollars spent on this, i.e. George Soros and others who are pushing this faux climate change nonsense, when you have someone like John Kerry flying from place to place saying, stop hurting the climate. But yet you're spending how many millions of dollars in fuel going from place to place? Hypocrisy? Oh my, oh yes, and plenty of it. And that is what the left wants to push, and they're constantly pushing it. When you have little Greta, running around going, change the climate, stop it, stop it. Of course, being propped up by her parents, who are actors, and sadly, a young woman now, I think 18, 19 she is now, who is suffering from a myriad of mental illnesses, but yet still gets pushed out there like the good little puppet and to push the propaganda. What do you expect? And this comes out of Bounding into Comics. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Wow. Lightyear director implies that Tim Allen was never considered to be the voice of Buzz Lightyear. Yes, this is the new trailer that was recently just dropped within the last 24 to 48 hours of the origin of one Buzz Lightyear. As you can see in the picture, a younger Buzz Lightyear. But Tim Allen, yeah, miss me with that, according to the director. Disney and Pixar's Lightyear director Angus MacLane recently implied that longtime Buzz Lightyear voice actor Tim Allen, legend, was never considered to voice the character in the upcoming Lightyear film, which is outright stupid. Speaking with Fandango, MacLane revealed that Chris Evans was the first choice for the role of Buzz Lightyear from the get-go, which was over 5.5 years ago. Really? MacLane first revealed that the film's development began after Finding Dory, when Fandango asked, when did Lightyear development start at Pixar? Excuse me. The director answered, it was after Finding Dory. I always was attached to Buzz since I started at the studio. I always really liked animating the character, and a huge sci-fi movie buff. I always wondered what is the sci-fi action adventure version of Buzz Lightyear, if it would be that would be fun and appropriate for the character, but also be brought into three-dimensional character-wise. He answered his own question. A straightforward sci-fi action adventure movie that was what we all liked as kids and still like. The release date is June 17th, 2022. Fandango would also ask MacLane, when did you know that you were going to be directing this film? He responded, I knew when they agreed that they wanted to do this pitch, so 5.5 years ago. It's not a big deal to keep it quiet because we're so trained to say not anything. To not say anything. Excuse me. Wow. Fumble my words. As for the implication that they never considered Tim Allen, MacLane was asked, when did Chris Evans come on board? MacLane stated really early on. He was the first choice, pretty much as soon as we knew we were going to do it. He came up, drove up to Pixar. We hung out for a day, pitched him the movie. He was thrilled. He really was. He was totally what we were going for. He's been such a part of the process of honing that voice and recognizing the reverence to what it could be and what the character should be, and taking that seriously and finding the comedy, the character of it, and not in mockery, he continued. MacLane then noted, but because of his gravitas and star power, because of who he is as a performer, he knows how to carry the straight-laced classic movie hero. But at the same time, he'll know how to subvert it and make it fun at the same time in a very knowing way. It's not a subtraction for the character. That is Buzz Lightyear, a younger Buzz Lightyear. My thoughts. Well, I'm kind of indifferent. I posted on my I posted a couple things on my Facebook page in regards to it once I caught wind. Like I said, nothing against Chris Evans, great Captain America, and turns out to be he turns out to be a Trump-hating lib, but that's neither here nor there. The main crux is that, to me, this is automatic. You bring in Tim Allen. Done. Period. End of story. Done. So you're telling me that Tim Allen couldn't do a younger version of one of the most beloved characters in Toy Story? The character, basically, that when you think Buzz Lightyear, you think Tim Allen? You know, it's just like Woody and Tom Hanks. Why would you consider Chris Evans? Like I said, nothing against him. Great actor. But he's not Buzz Lightyear. So I think a lot of parents are going to see this and their kids. But at the same time, a lot of parents are going to be disappointed because Tim Allen is not the voice. We don't know what Tim Allen's reaction is to this. I've got to look it up to see if there is any, but I'm sure there is. And for him not to be considered, I think, is an insult. I think it's a slap in the face. But then again, this is Hollywood. This is what they do. And with that being said, I'm Jasper Gonzo. This is What's Next. Want to see more? Please comment below. Like it, share, subscribe to it. Hit the notification bell so you never miss a thing. And we'll catch you guys next time. Peace.
To infinity and beyond. Cat.